They cut their tent from the inside and ran into the freezing darkness. But why? What if something exploded in the sky with the power of a nuclear bomb, yet left no crater, no debris, and no clear explanation behind? In 1908, deep within the isolated forests of Siberia, an event occurred that scientists still struggle to fully explain even today. A sudden flash lit up the sky, so bright that witnesses thought the sun had returned in the middle of the early morning. Seconds later, a violent shockwave swept across the land, knocking people off their feet and flattening everything in its path. Trees collapsed like matchsticks across thousands of square kilometers, forming a massive pattern visible even from aerial views. But here is the mystery. Despite such destruction, there was no crater where the explosion should have impacted the ground. No clear debris was found, no metal fragments, and no direct evidence of what actually caused this powerful explosion. Some witnesses claimed they saw a fiery object tearing through the sky moments before the blast occurred. Others described hearing multiple explosions, as if something had detonated mid-air instead of striking the earth directly. Even more strange, nights across Europe became unusually bright, as if the sky itself was glowing after the event. People reported being able to read newspapers at midnight without any artificial light, something never seen before. So what exactly happened in Tunguska? And why does this event remain one of the greatest unsolved mysteries in history? When scientists finally reached the remote region years later, they expected to find a massive crater marking the impact site. Instead, they discovered something far more confusing, a perfectly flattened forest with trees lying outward in all directions from a central point. At the very center, however, some trees remained standing, stripped of branches, as if a powerful force had passed directly overhead. This strange pattern suggested the explosion occurred in the air, not on the ground, raising even more questions. But what kind of object could explode mid-air with such devastating power and still leave no solid trace behind? One theory suggested a large meteor entered Earth's atmosphere and exploded before reaching the surface. This type of event, known as an airburst, could release enormous energy without creating a visible crater. However, scientists struggled to find enough fragments or evidence to fully confirm this explanation. Another theory proposed that a comet, made mostly of ice, vaporized completely during atmospheric entry, leaving little physical evidence behind. This idea could explain the lack of debris, but questions still remained about the unusual brightness seen across distant skies. Some researchers suggested the explosion released particles high into the atmosphere, scattering light and creating glowing night skies. But even with these explanations, certain details of the event continued to challenge scientific understanding. The sheer scale of destruction indicated an energy release comparable to a powerful nuclear explosion, long before such weapons existed. This led to more extreme theories, suggesting something far more unusual might have caused the blast. Some believed the explosion was the result of an experimental energy weapon or unknown technological failure. Others speculated about a natural but rare phenomenon involving underground gases igniting in the atmosphere. Then there were those who believed the explanation might not be entirely natural at all. Could this event have been connected to something not from Earth? Something far beyond human understanding at the time? Reports of strange lights and unusual atmospheric disturbances only added fuel to these more mysterious theories. Some even suggested the possibility of an alien spacecraft malfunctioning and exploding above the forest. While this idea sounds extreme, the lack of concrete evidence keeps such theories alive even today. Decades later, advanced research methods were used to reanalyze the Tunguska site and its surrounding environment. Scientists studied soil samples, tree growth patterns, and atmospheric data to better understand what happened that day. Some findings supported the airburst theory, suggesting a cosmic object exploded before reaching the ground. Yet no single explanation has fully answered every detail observed during the event. The mystery deepens when considering how similar events might occur again without warning in the future. If such an explosion happened today over a populated city, the consequences would be catastrophic beyond imagination. This possibility makes understanding the Tunguska event not just important, but necessary for future planetary safety. As research continued, scientists began comparing Tunguska with other smaller airburst events detected in modern times across different regions. These comparisons revealed that Earth is constantly exposed to objects entering the atmosphere, though most are too small to cause damage. However, Tunguska proved that even a single large object can release devastating energy without leaving obvious evidence behind. This realization raised serious concerns about how prepared humanity is for similar events in the future. Modern space agencies now monitor near-Earth objects, attempting to detect potential threats before they reach our planet. But in 1908, there were no warning systems, no satellites, and no way to predict what was about to happen. The people living near the blast had no idea that a cosmic event was seconds away from changing everything. Some survivors later described the ground shaking violently, followed by a blast that felt like the sky itself had exploded. Others reported intense heat, as if they were standing close to a massive fire despite being kilometers away. These human accounts provide chilling insight into how powerful and sudden the Tunguska explosion truly was. Even today, scientists continue studying similar events to better understand how often such explosions might occur on Earth. In 2013, a smaller airburst over Chelyabinsk in Russia injured over 1,000 people and damaged many buildings. This modern event reminded the world that space threats are real and can happen unexpectedly without warning. Yet even with modern technology, predicting every potential impact remains extremely difficult and uncertain. The Tunguska event remains the largest recorded airburst in modern history, making it a key subject of ongoing research. Despite all scientific progress, one question still remains unanswered. What exactly exploded over Siberia that morning? Was it truly a natural cosmic object, or could something else have been responsible for the unexplained blast? The lack of physical evidence continues to leave room for speculation, theories, and unanswered questions. Some believe the truth may never be fully known due to the unique nature of the event. Others argue that future discoveries in technology may eventually reveal what really happened that day. Until then, the Tunguska event stands as a reminder of how powerful and unpredictable our universe truly is. It also shows how little we still understand about the objects constantly moving through space around our planet. Each discovery brings us closer to understanding these mysteries, but also reveals how many questions still remain unanswered. The idea that such an event could happen again keeps scientists and researchers constantly searching for better detection methods. If a similar explosion occurred today over a major city, the damage would be catastrophic and far more deadly. This makes the study of events like Tunguska not just interesting, but essential for protecting humanity in the future. Yet beyond science, the mystery continues to capture the imagination of those fascinated by the unknown. Stories, theories, and documentaries keep the event alive, turning it into one of history's most intriguing mysteries. Some believe the official explanations are incomplete, suggesting there may be hidden details not fully revealed. Whether fact or speculation, the mystery remains powerful because of the questions it continues to raise. What exactly caused such a massive explosion without leaving behind clear evidence for scientists to study? Why did the skies glow for nights afterward, creating effects rarely seen before or after that event? And could there be similar objects moving through space right now, heading toward Earth without detection? These unanswered questions are what make the Tunguska event one of the greatest mysteries in recorded history. It reminds us that even today, our understanding of space is still incomplete and constantly evolving. The universe remains vast, unpredictable, and full of secrets waiting to be discovered by future generations. Perhaps one day, science will finally provide a clear answer to what truly happened over Siberia in 1908, or maybe the Tunguska event will remain a mystery, forever existing between explanation and imagination. Until that day comes, the story continues to inspire curiosity, debate, and fascination around the world. But the real question is, what if the Tunguska explosion was not just a natural event, but something far more unknown?